Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match on the Necroxus map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Team 1 up here in the northwest corner and ending with Team 2 down here in the southeast corner. Let's start with the Chevy Crimson player of Luker. He's going first land as a UEF. To his northeast, we have the column of Ayahuasca, actually starting with the Master Extractor first and then going Land Factory. Very interesting there, but it's still going first land. He is in Imperial Gray as a UEF. On the northern side for Team 1, we have Green Submarine, going green, which is good to see. Going first land as a Seraphim. Unfortunately, he probably won't build any submarines in that location. Going westward, we have Mythologist going first land as an Aeon in Stitch Blue. Wonder if he likes the Roman Empire. In the rearguard air slot here for Team 1, we have Pepe's going first land in Royal Blue as a UEF. I'd say a pretty good choice for air slot. And last but not least, for Team 1, we have Mac going first land in Pac-Man Yellow as a Cybran. So on Team 1 side of things, for faction, not layout, but spread, we have 3 UEF and then 1 of each of the other factions, so Aeon, Cybran, and Seraphim. All of the races are represented on Team 1 side of things. Let's go to Team 2 down here in the south, starting with the Tropical Ocean Blue player of Kaiser Wilhelm I, going first land. Yep, going first land as a UEF. A lot of UEF on the front line here in this game. Continuing onward with the Ruby Red player of General Hat Helm. Very interesting name. Wonder if he has hat hair a lot. Going first land again as a UBF. And rounding out the front line here for Team 2, we have the Batman Gray player of Wackle Contact going first land as a Cybran. And looks like he's going second air, possibly, maybe second land, third air, something like that. Further south, we have the player of Ray 56 going first land, second air as, and again in Amethyst Purple as a Seraphim. To the southwest, we have Klaus. I'll call him Klaus for this game, going first land and land all day in, I think that is Barbie Pink. And last but not least, for Team 2 in the rearguard slate, we have Red Visimosis going first land, second air in orange, the color orange, and of course, not to be confused with orange, the fruit orange. That is the players on Team 2 side of things. Let's go ahead and check out the racial makeup of that team. We have 3 UEF, 2 Cybran, and 1 Seraphim. So no Aeon on Team 2 side of things. We almost had a perfect representation of all the faction for both teams, but somebody on Team 2 had to go and ruin it. It's probably a UEF or Cybran, because they have, the doubles or even triples. But we have comms for Team 2 making their way past the center line in the middle. We also have a drop coming out here from the Amethyst Purple player of Riri, going for this upper plateau of Reclaim here. And actually a decent chunk here, drops 1 engineer down. And as you can see on this map, we have 78,000 Reclaim. It was probably about 80 to be fair. But look at it, is everywhere. I don't think there's a single, I guess the bases that don't have a lot of Reclaim, but especially just this down the center line right here from northeast to southwest. It's a huge amount of land for both of our players to scoop up. So expecting to see eco scale fairly rapidly in this game. And we already have an upgrade, 4 minutes, going for the Ruby Red player of General Hat Helm. In the west, again, Team 2 is pushing heavily. We have 4 of the comms here in the middle of the map. 2 of them are pushing on this center side. In terms of mass extractors, there's not really a whole lot. There's a group of, 3 on these little plateau areas. There's a couple 3 over here in the corner. And there's, a couple 3 in the middle, but there's not really a whole lot more mexes. It is probably about a 13 to 15 by 15 So not really a whole lot of space for our players to spread out, so there'll be a lot of fighting over whatever mechs they can get their hands off. We're having a small push down here from the player of a Luke, trying to take out most likely the engineers on this plateau, but they're being shot at by a bomber, but that gets shot down by an anti-air unit from an archer. Good on Luke getting some anti-air coverage in there. Just make sure that the orange player of red doesn't fly over and lose his little interceptor group here. But the comms of Team 2 out here from Klaus and from Wilhelm claiming the middle section of the map here, at least the southwestern portion of it. There's not really a definitive lane in this game. I mean, you do have, bot lane and top lane respectively, but the middle is just kind of just everywhere. It's just kind of hard to figure it out. But we are having a drop here. A couple of engineers will meet their grave. Definitely the worst placement of those engineers. Yeah. Apologies for that. I had to sneeze, and I had that moment where you have to sneeze, but your nose doesn't want to sneeze, and so you're fighting this urge to sneeze, and you can't sneeze. But anyway, let's get back onto the game here. We have another upgrade here going down for Wackle. Again, I'll call him a Wackle, because I keep forgetting how to pronounce the rest of his name. I said it once, and unfortunately, contact again. I'll call him Wackle. We have the mythologist player pushing in against these Thams and a couple of engineers. The engineers going on a reclaim mission, trying to reduce the hit points of nearby tanks, but it's not going to do very well. We have a push here to the east out here from Wackle. He's going to try to cut off any enemy reinforcements coming in from the west, and at least cut off the comm of Green Submarine, forcing him into this corner. Not a terrible position to be in. We have these ramps here on these upper plateaus that either players can use. This would be a very good place for either players to grab and then just start shelling the enemy base. So hopefully we'll see some of that action here in the northeast developing. Southwest, not really happening in that direction. Looks like Luker's main concern is taking out these group of engineers, ensuring that there's no place to fall back to in this south corner for Team 2. And then speaking of Team 2, we have a T2 upgrade going down for Kaiser. Probably going to start building up some walls and some PD along this choke point here, as well as probably going to try to push for this little plateau up here. That would be my move. Securing a nice little foothold to shell the enemy position, very similar to the northeast, and T2 counter for Luker. So both players on the southwestern side going for some PD creep, maybe missiles, artillery, that sort of thing. A lot of base wars going on, probably going to go down south. But unfortunately for Team 2, Wackle was not able to penetrate Green Machine's main front line. He's going to be forced to retreat. In the middle, we have, again, more incursion here from Team 1, taking out this eastern section. This little fire base was annihilated by the efforts of Ayahuasca and Mythologist. I want to say Mixologist for some reason. I watch some Mixologist videos. They're pretty fun to watch the drinks get made. Pretty fun. But, of course, I should just call them Roman Empire at this point because of all the Roman Empire stuff going on social media. T2 just finishing for Ayahuasca, gun damage going down for Pepe. So, again, lots of tankiness, lots of, teching up going here for our players in this game, especially the UBF players. Because, you have Triads, you have Clink Hammers, their shields are pretty good. They're just super tanky, and as evidence, he is building PD as we speak to hold this center approach. Team 1 can always go around it, but that's going to take more time. Cutting off choke points is always a good thing to do to ensure your opponent doesn't have a good way to assault your main base. We're having a little trickling of units here from Mythologist going in after these mechs. They're about to grab this first one. A couple of Aurora just sitting there shooting at him. Fortunately, there is a auto gun. There's a plasma cannon, T1 PD, online fairly shortly. And let's see the range on that. They'll be able to hit 2 of the 3 Aurora, but unfortunately, I think they'll get that T2 Mechs. It's going to be close. 40 hit points per shot. Only a couple more shots to go. Nope, that's definitely not what you want to do. Oh, that's 3 shots. You could have killed it. Definitely a missed opportunity there from Mythologist. But a huge army here from Wacko will cut off any more reinforcing units. And we even have these units from General Hathelm going around this central upper plateau, whatever the heck we're going to call that, like cut-off mountain, and pushing in, trying to cut off any more reinforcing forces from Mythologist. Mythologist is going to retreat with whatever forces he has left. T2 on the way for Pepe's as well. He has the gun, and his partner here in the middle, Ayahuasca, is now getting the gun. So they switched off who got what to ensure that one player had T2, one player had gun, and be able to pretty much mix and match however they wanted. Now they're getting both, so they don't have to worry about it. But this push out here from Hathelm will take out a couple of early mexes. It is going to encounter a comm with that gun upgrade. They don't want to get too close. Units from Ayahuasca are going to come in and support that, or at least assist the defense of that comm. We are at 10 minutes. I expect to have at least one player die by 20 minutes, given it's a 6v6. So I don't expect, I do expect somebody to die at some point, just given the pattern of behavior. But we have down here in the south, Wilhelm is pushing more and more against Luca. Luca building some parachutes to defend the units. Good on him, ensuring that his units aren't defended. He has split his forces in two, which will allow Kaiser Wilhelm to focus his fire on a group of them instead of a huge horde of them, and also allowing Red to come in and assist dealing with these down here in the south. So the attempts from Luca to try to prevent these mexes from being claimed by Team 2 are going to actually lose more forces than he would end up taking out. Tactical missile is started for Ayahuasca, going for tactical missile. Might be going Billy Nuke. The Billy Nuke is expensive, so tactical missile isn't as much. Actually, we can go check on that tactical missile cost. It is the middle slot. Let's see. Where is it? Should be this, right? It's only 1,500 mass. It's actually not that much, to be honest with you, considering the fact that there is, 78,000 mass that we started on. But there was a drop in from the back out here from Ray. He's going to drop an Otham. 12 minutes. That's a very quick Otham, and now that's going to do a lot of damage here in the base for Luca. Behind enemy lines, bombers are on approach. A lot of APM is going to be used to deal with this. APM that could be used for dealing with the front line. And looks like Luca will fall behind. He was losing the south kind of heavily here, so he won't be able to hold that for long. He needs some artillery to come in and take out this position here for Wilhelm. Not really a lot of aggression going here between the players of Mac and Klaus. They are both Cybran, so they're just like, we'll just hang out. Not worry about any incoming forces. We have units just patrolling right here, just kind of hanging out. But we are having PD start to emerge. We have T2 PD starting to creep, but we do have an additional PD in the back, so they won't get super far. Base wars starting to be a thing in the middle of the map. We have PD, anti-air. Wouldn't be surprised to see some clean cameras at some point. We do have TMD. That's good on Hathelm for getting the defenses online. Ayahuasca doesn't care. He's going to push forward. He's probably going to go after that TMD. Ensure that doesn't negate his ability to build tactical missiles. But he has dropped into the yellow. He needs to retreat at some point. All of these all of these PD are going to start taking away against the comm's health fairly quickly. Looks like the missile out here from Ayahuasca is targeting the shields. He's probably going to go after some of those PD. That would be my guess. Or the intel. That'd be a good grab here. That's pretty much one of the reasons why they're able to target the comm, at least partly. If he falls back a little bit, these PD won't be able to see him. We are having units out here from Klaus. He is sensing blood here in the water. Reinforcements from Luca are going to come and assist. The comm of Mac has to retreat here quickly. Oops, sorry about that. We have some rhinos in the mix. Mac trying to build up PD. They're not going to last super long. Again, the Cerberus PD are not the best. Actually, they are the worst. And I think everyone in the community can kind of agree on that. They're just not, the damage isn't there. It's just, they're good for T1. That's it. Go T2. Nope. Good luck. So, and you can see constant damage is good, but if that damage is like 1,000 cuts, then it's not really that great. T3 should be finished in the bases here, but the comm of Ayahuasca is actually alive. It went after Hathelm. Looks like we had some bombers over the top as well, so it looks like tactical missiles killed that comm. There was no TMD left standing, and he was able to pinpoint the comm, and another missile will launch, furthering my point that it was TMD. It wasn't the build a nuke, because he doesn't have that upgrade yet. Would be surprised if he goes, but he is tier 3, so yeah, that was definitely a comm kill for him. Good on Ayahuasca going for that missile kill. That will deflate a lot of the aggression coming out here from Team 2. And transfer of control was given to... That's Wackle with the old base of General Hathelm. We didn't even go over ratings so far. Let's check out ratings so far. The highest rated player in the game is Luker, the 2,000 rated player, and the lowest rated player on the same team, Mythologist, at 1,200. Team 2 averaging about a little bit over Team 1 by about 17 points per player. That's, of course, the average, so not really that much. And it is 93%, so fairly good balance here. Notice that comm of Klaus is retreating, doesn't want to follow the death of his compatriot here in the middle. Do apologize for not getting the exact pinpoint kill. We were looking at T3 and all of that, but of course that was definitely the missile. Probably, it's got the amount of damage that was being output by Ayahuasca's units, and comm wasn't really that much, so it had to have been the missile. That missile does do a lot of damage, to be fair, so you got to watch out for those things. And don't stand still, because that will kill you. But T3 has been finished here for red. We have a couple comms in the back going T3 land as well. So Team 2 has access to 2 of the 3 varieties of units. Of course, there's hardly any water, so Navy is kind of a moot point. T3 air has been achieved for the royal blue player of Pepe's, and I kind of am surprised that... No, okay, so there is a T3 air factory here for Max. So 2 players on Team 1 have gone air, 2 players on Team 2 have gone land. We'll see how that progresses and changes the battlefield. Because air is important, land is important, so it's just pretty much which one do you prefer and which one will you go after. The comm of Ayahuasca, not really protected by anything. We do have a broadsword, but ASFs come in and deal with that. Looks like the comm of Ayahuasca is going to sit and just launch missiles at his opponent. There's not really that many TMD now that he's punctured that front line. There is one back here. And he is going after Mechs. You can see that missile come in, take out that T2 Mechs. Engineers keep trying to build mass storages. They're, just engineers. They're just trying to, make a living, provide for their families, and they're going to get killed for it, sadly for them. Now we can see the advantage of claiming this hill. They can launch artillery without really being shot at and deal with a bunch of the eco here for Luker. Bide his, or just soak up his APM on this versus attacking the front line. Very good move here from both these players from Team 2. Just trying to tidy up the highest rated player in the game. Up here in the northeast, pretty much Team 1 has claimed the corner. They're not really going to press that advantage. They could easily do it, but they're not going to right now. A lot of the units have fallen back here for Wackle. They're probably going to form a secondary front line. Probably right about here would be my best. Cutting off the approach from this, the center here, and then also cutting off the approach here from the north. But a huge push out here from combined forces in Team 1 from Mythologist and from Ayahuasca, and also from some surrounding units from Klaus are trying to come in and cut off a lot of any reinforcing units. There's really not that many, but there are, of course, Harbingers and Titans in the mix. So Titans focusing on those units. There is a couple of Perseus as well. Looks like the Harbingers were dealt with by Team 2, actually. These weren't from Team 1. And that force out here from Team 1 was taken out. Huge bombing run is on its way. It looks like they're going after Mexes, would be my guess. No, they're going after TMD. That's actually a pretty interesting play, because now Ayahuasca can just go, oh, well, that's clear. I'll just take out their Mexes with my missile and rep up my my comm. And now he's at a 4-star commander at 19,600 hit points. So definitely good on him. And he's launching missiles. He's not stopping. And you think he has assisting engineers? Yep, so he's building missiles a lot faster than tactical missile launches would build them. TMD says red. Yep, well, you need them quickly. He's going after one. We have a chicken on its way to the front lines. we probably will have Ayahuasca retreat after he notices that. He will not be able to deal with that by himself. There needs to be a experimental from Team 1 to fight that. Probably another chicken, or Colossus is a little early, but I wouldn't be surprised to see one at least. Oh, okay, see, it started. It's a little early to finish it, but at least it started. A chicken is halfway for Green Submarine, so a little ways off from Team 1's own experimental. Now with the assisting experimental here from Team 2, Klaus will push forward, take this reclaim field, and Mythologist forces will have to retreat for the time being. Southwest, pretty much nothing has changed. A little bit of a counter push is mounting here for the Southwest. Klaus has actually built his own experimental. Where is that monkey? There it is. There's the monkey. So Team 2 has 2 experimentals on the field now. They're going to feel a lot better because of that, being able to push a lot against Team 1's main line. And like I said, Ayahuasca sensing the threat, noticing it, goes, nope, nope, not gonna stay. Can I leave? Can you get a can you get an Omni before 40 minutes, please? Says Wackle. Well, Omnis are important, and probably the place to put it would be right here. This is pretty much the center of the map. You're going to see a lot of it, so definitely a good placement on that. Unfortunately, it is pretty far forward. You're going to run the risk of that being taken out fairly early, but the bombers from Team 1 haven't done anything yet, so that's safe for the time being. Forward position out here for Mac will fall to this chicken. That monkey should be approaching here fairly shortly. Yep, it's still on its way, still trucking along. But the chicken will collab a lot of the honor and glory from this fight. There are PD trying to be spammed up. There will be a couple of bricks and other units fall, but it's not going to matter. This chicken will definitely do its damage. Of course, Mac has retreated for now. We have a couple of strats in the back line just for, I don't know, they're just going to hang out there for now. But really weird, like, design of ground. Just like this is the same, this is the same, this is different. This is, oh, just a little bit of hills. Okay, I was like, what is up with that? That forward line will fall. The hives are actually going after reclaim orders. And a bunch of T1 bombers and a couple of gunships, and I think strats were in the mix as well. So that chicken will probably fall here fairly shortly. There's no, well, I should say there's a little bit of AA on that chicken, but there's not enough AA, and that chicken will fall. There's no air support here from Team 2, so at least none that are going to engage, or not really worth engaging. So the chicken will fall, not really do a whole lot of work. That front line will fall, but can easily be rebuilt. We have reinforcing units coming in from Ayahuasca to kind of, plug up that hole that has been made from the chicken. And these units out here from Klaus will pretty much go down. They'll take out a couple of reinforcing units for Luker, but there are, of course, Percy's. There are, of course, other units on approach all the time. A couple PD in the back. And, of course, broadswords to help thin that crowd out. A huge push out here from Wilhelm. I love the cooperation and teamwork here from Team 2, pushing pretty much at the same time from different fronts, trying to collapse Luca's front line, and they're doing a great job of it, taking out shields and mexes and all of that. Probably, again, target the radar. Please target the radar. Thank you. I say, please target the radar. I think everyone, at least most of the viewers on the channel, know that I'm very on about you need intel, you need spy planes, you need them. But we are having a counter push in the east with the chicken from Green Submarine, and there's not a whole lot to defend. There is a monkey though, so that's something. And another chicken, so it's not a complete devoid of units and defensive capabilities. There are some shields to help protect some of the weaker units. I love that. There's a couple of sniper bots in here and lightning tanks as well. But I think the chicken bit off a little bit more than it can chew and goes, nope, I'm not winning a monkey and chicken fight. So he's going to leave. Unfortunately, the chicken is still in range. The monkey is as well, but the secondary gun doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So it's not a huge concern there, but the monkey will go after the chicken, kill the chicken, and goes, oh, I gotta get out of here. That Island Storm's gonna kill me. I gotta go. A couple of units go down, a couple of Percy's and Barracks, but that's gonna be it. That will be reclaimed for Team 2. So they pretty much traded mass. Team 2 gifted mass over here, and Team 1 gifted mass over here. It's not a huge concern, but we have missiles raining in. I think they're from this tactical missile launcher. Yep. But there are Team D built up now. And they're being built out more and more to ensure the defense of Wackle. I think they were actually going after Wackle specifically. Missiles aren't going to get through, unfortunately. You should group them up a little bit more and fire them all at once versus in like one after the other after the other. It gives the zappers time to recharge. But kind of quieted on the all the main fronts pretty much. We do have a couple broadswords going after the the monkey. The monkey will stay alive. There was some flak and mobile flak and stationary flak spammed up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some SAMs built up here in a couple of minutes on that front line. We have a SMD built here from Klaus. I don't think I've seen any pushes for nukes yet. We have a Fat Boy underway. Again, still building up missiles here for Ayahuasca. He's at 16,000 mass. That's really good so far. We're only 25 minutes in, so that's a decent chunk of mass killed for him. I love this play out from Pepe's. He's built. Oh, okay. We do have a a strategic missile launcher. They don't see it quite yet, but you got to always have an SMD loaded for anything. I love this strategy from him, putting it at the edge of the map or close to the edge of the map to ensure that artillery makes it very hard to hit it. I mean, if you had a Scathis, it's very hard to hit it. It does get pinged. Maybe Team 1. Yep, Team 1 knows about it now. They said it started. So that's why you got to know about what's going on, what your enemy's doing, because like, oh, maybe you didn't know about the nuke. You didn't build an SMD, and you're dead, or your base is destroyed. So you gotta do like at least every couple of minutes, if not every minute, of just constantly cycling in the spy planes. Eventually, your enemy will probably catch on, but that's when you build like 30 of them and just do a mass run. That's usually later on, though. It's probably about 40, 45 minutes when you start doing those huge runs of spy planes. A couple of them flying in and out, and no one really pays attention. As evidenced by right now, we have a couple inbound, but we do have this play out here from Kaiser. He's built his SAM sites pretty much on the backside of this cliff, so it's harder for bombs to hit them, and they've actually denied spy planes from being able to get over top. This is where we have Pepe's just built like 8 of them and just go whoop past that front line. Anything in the back line here for the air player of red? No nukes, no nothing, but are getting some broadswords built. Build SMD. There's red. Well, I mean, isn't it? There's right here. And it's almost loaded, so he's good. MB SMD? MB? Don't know what MB means. MB... I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what MB in reference to that means. I am getting he's trying to talk about build SMD, but might be talking about something else. But they are going after, these bombers are going after the shields. Good move on Ayahuasca, preventing the regenning of that shield and taking out these flak locations. We are having a bunch of PD. PD creep is underway here in the middle for Team 1, but this is going to die to a bunch of bricks. Ayahuasca, you need something else to deal with this brick wall here. Luker and Mac have built experimentals. One of them is a Fat Boy, and one of them is a monkey. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, a separate nuke. I must have just completely missed that. It just finished, most likely. From Max, we have 2 nukes underway here for Team 1. That does not look good for Team 2. Team 2 needs a response for that. Team 1 wants to end the game here and now with nukes. He'll turn this game into Fallout, pretty much. But I don't see anything else. We have an artillery under construction here now for Green Submarine. So Team 1, sub 30 minutes is like, I know how I want to end the game. Let's do it now and be done with it. I love that. Having a plan about how to end the game is just as important as having a plan to start the game. Because if you don't have either of those, then it's like you're not really going towards a goal. But it looks like at least some of these players in Team 1 had some sort of go, okay, I'll go Air Factory and Nuke. Oh, I'll go Eco and Nuke and help in air a little bit. I'll go, take the east and go Nuke, or not Nuke, go artillery. And he has the Eco to do it, it looks like. Yeah, 580, close to 600 mass per second. He has the highest eco in the game. Speaking of eco, Team 1 is winning the eco generation game by about 300 to 400. Jumped to 600 there really quickly, probably for reclaim. Then went back down to 21. Comes to total mass accrued, they are leading by about 200k. So it's a lot of mass. 200,000 mass is a lot of mass to come back from. At like an hour or so, it's not the worst thing, but at 30 minutes, it kind of is. Something that Team 2 needs to get under control here. If not, Team 1's going to run away with it. But we do have a couple of chickens here, so wouldn't be surprised to see some pushes here from Riri to push forward. Sniper bots being used to take out bricks. It does take a little bit to chew through those hit points, but they can do it, especially if they're not being attacked. Team 1 bombers over bricks, not really going to do a whole lot. Some damage is better than no damage, but is it worth the mass cost? Now we have a bunch of flak going after broadswords, and you can just see, even though these are T3 units, a bunch of flak will take out gunships fairly quickly, regardless of their tech level. But the megalith, this is an interesting play. We have a megalith here in the middle. The long range of the megalith. I think the attack range is the red one, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The vision is like pretty much a little bit short of the blue. So we'll see what Team 2 does with that. They're going to push this front line once more, and there's a huge hole just in the middle of the map, pretty much where Hat Helm had died. Team 2, I mean, it's looking about 50-50. Team 1 definitely owns almost the top half of the map, almost at the, halfway down the y-axis at y equals 0. For those the algebra, I think it's when you start learning about that, for those math nerds. There are a couple of fat boys under approach here for Team 2. Kaiser has 2. We have Luke has 1. Luke has more additional shields, and because of that, one of those fat boys does fall. Now drops it to a 1v1 fight with a fat boy. So we have one regular fat boy versus a fat boy with a bunch of artillery to fight, and of course among a fat boy and additional shielding. So Team 2's got their work cut out for them, and unfortunately for them, they will have to retreat for now. The megalith will charge forward. Huge wave of Corsairs come over the top, deal a huge chunk of hit points. The chickens have been gifted over to Klaus, and he's going to micro them. Perimeter monitoring station here allows them to see a whole bunch, but that's going to fall here fairly shortly. Yep, and it's gone. Did not last very long. This is going to push this center aisle here. Ayahuasca has to retreat once again. Constantly going back and forth in the middle. And the artillery has finished. That's a fairly fast artillery here from Green. Pretty much devoted all of his resources to that, it looks like. And that's going to allow for a massive amount of damage to occur here for Team 1. Probably going after the air grid would be my guess. Did that hit planes? It looked like planes got hit out of the sky. But the first nuke of the game is launched. It is launched from the comm of Mac. Do we know where it's going? Well, I saw... maybe it's going for this base? Maybe it's going for the main base. Oh, there's another nuke. There's a counter nuke built here. There's 2 of them. This would be the thing that Team 1 probably wants to nuke. 2 nukes. Small location. Oh, but it's going to be a point defense nuke. Kaboom. Takes out a decent horde of those broadswords. Takes out the megalith. I'd say that's a pretty good move. Ayahuasca's base was heavily under threat. The Monkey Lord will turn back around. Go after those chickens. One of them is going to be primary focus. The monkey goes down. ASFs fight over the top of the chickens. I think this will be most likely a win here for Team 1 from Pepe's. Ayahuasca is still retreating. Is he launching missiles as he moves? No, it doesn't look like it. But the first chicken goes down in that main base for Ayahuasca. He's pretty much been muted for now. There's a secondary chicken underway from Green Submarine. This one will fall, though, eventually. There is a couple Team 1 PD here spammed up. Just the chicken walking over PD. This little area will fall. The SMD will fall and just explode on contact. Artillery still looks like it's going after the air grid. Yeah, it's going after the air grid. But Team 2 has 2 nukes here side by side. They have one loaded. It is launching as we speak. And it is going after Ayahuasca's main base. Actually going after Ayahuasca specifically, right next to him. Ayahuasca, you gotta move. He's gifted everything over to Luker. And now he's moving. This isn't gonna land. They'll take out some core mass, but not the calm. Kind of disappointing. This nuke is exposed. There isn't any SMD. They could have targeted that and taken that out. And there isn't any SMD. Oh, I guess there's one back here, but there's not really a good center line. They have more nukes down here. It'd be a lot better. But again, artillery raining in over all the time here from Green Submarine. Usually when you build one, you don't stop at one. Another Hovertham is under construction. The nuke lands. Pretty much Ayahuasca's like, yeah, I knew how far I had to walk. It's fine. Mass will be claimed. And Ayahuasca just leaves. I don't know if that was the nuke. Yeah, he just controlled case. He's like, yeah, I'm out of the match. It's fine. But that was not a kill for Team 2. That was a departure. Ayahuasca probably going to help be the eye in the sky, as ones would call it. You know, texting or messaging and chat saying, hey, there's a nuke here. Hey, you need to do this, that kind of thing. Kind of be the man in the chair would be another way to put it. But the nuke here for Pepe's, there is one loaded. He's not firing it quite yet. He actually could and should fire it. The SMD, oh, there is one loaded, to be fair. The second nuke for the Amethyst Purple player of Riri 56 is almost loaded. And the next target I would use it against would probably be... Ooh, what would I use it against? Oh, you would want to go after the artillery, but the anti-nuke will do you in. I mean, there's a... Oh my, there's a host of chickens over here. This will be very dangerous. There's 1, 2, 3... There's, what, 7 chickens? That Green Submarine, you got to use it to your advantage. There are, you know, a decent horde of experimentals here as well. That second nuke, it does launch. Where is it going? It's going for this forward base out here from Mythologist. And he's spamming up artillery as we speak. This Galactic Colossus will shrug most of some of that damage, but this nuke will land. Not really worth it. Honestly, you have a bunch of experimentals nearby. You have a couple PD to worry about. Not really worth it, though. And, of course, the last thing standing is the Colossus. And a couple of PD. But not really worth it. I don't know if that was an opening act. I don't know if that was, you know, what that was for. The experimentals and T3 units here for Wacko will move, kind of. They'll just position themselves right here. Kind of some posturing going on, but not really a whole lot of forward momentum for either team on that northeastern side. The artillery has change targets. They're going after counter artillery here in the south here for Kaiser Wilhelm I, and it's almost finished. Probably not the best place to put a mass fabricator, if I would do say so myself. But as long as you can shield it, doesn't really matter. ASF blobs here for both teams, kind of just hanging around, covering their own units. Not really aggressive with the airplanes this game, kind of more defensive more than anything else. That second artillery is in the green. Another nuke here from Team 1. Where's it going? Well, it's going for that main front line for Team 1. Or sorry, for Team 2. Team 2, Kaiser does notice it and goes, yep, that's probably what they're going for. Decides to leave. Artillery still raining down all the time. It's Dukes versus Hoverthams. I don't know the damage comparisons, but we have another Duke here for... not Kaiser, but for Klaus, and the second one is almost done, so we'll have 3 artillery for Team 2 and 2 nukes. That's kind of starting to be a little dangerous here for Team 1. They need a counter to this. Do they have a game ender in mind yet? They have Novax. Oh, something blew up. Oh, that was the nuke. Okay, I didn't miss anybody good. It was just that nuke going off. They didn't take out the Fat Boy, unfortunately. We'll see how the artillery position here for Green Submarine is doing. The shields are holding quite well. Artillery is raining down all the time. A third one is planned. I would probably use more shields, at least a couple more to help shield some engineers. But, it's good that you're assisting the shields. Just a couple more, just like 2 or 3 more just to assist. just to, you know, take some pressure off that central shield. Because if that central shield goes down, that's it. Those engineers cannot assist. It looks like that is going to be the target here for both teams. Pretty much the artillery is now locked in pretty much a deadlock. Pretty much they are forced to target one another until one dies. So you don't really have to worry about it unless you are either one of these players. I'm surprised that Green Submarine doesn't go after this group of two. You'd figure you'd go after two first and then the third one. But does he know about it? No, he doesn't know what they are. He might just think they're an air grid or something, but he would probably eventually realize there's more artillery raining in all the time. So probably something to look at for Team 1 to build more spy planes to get a nice clear picture of what's going on down south. To the northwest, again, that nuke still loading. Has one in the clip. There's another one in the clip back here. So 2 nukes here for Team 1. Speaking of which, a nuke does get launched. Where is this one going? Well, it's going for... Where is it going? Oh, I can't... It's going... Oh, it's going for this group of units here. It will probably clear the way here for Team 1, but the Megalith just kind of standing strong. Doesn't really care. The nuke's going to come in, probably take out the Fat Boy and a decent amount of these units. Another nuke gets launched from Team 2, actually from Red this time. Takes out that Fat Boy and a couple of T3 units.
Strategic launch detected.
Where is this nuke going? Well, it's just nuclear fire. We have a Novax being built here as well. Where's this one going? Let's see. Can we get a nice clear picture? Going for that main front line and the air. Oh no, oh no. Will it be loaded in time? No, it will not. This nuke will land. This will kill Green Submarine. Team 1's going to face a serious setback here. This is going to hurt. It will land. Kaboom. Takes out all of the artillery. Takes out the one in construction and takes out the comm of Green and a second one just for good measure, just to ensure the other one gets through. That is a huge win here for Team 2, dropping this game to a 5v4 in Team 2's favor. Team 1's got to get a win back. They got to build a game ender. They got to build a bunch of experimentals and just shove them down Team 2's throats. They got to get a win somewhere. I would say probably go after the artillery, go after this eastern side, something to just break Team 1. Or sorry, Team 2. Team 1 has to break Team 2. Artillery is now raining down on that air grid in the back. Pepe is under threat, and he has the shield. Doesn't really have a lot of shield coverage for his air factories. He has 2 nukes loaded. You should probably fire a couple of those, to be fair. One, I think his idea is he's gonna allow his teammates to push forward. Probably target the SMD. Once the SMD is down, then go after both artillery installations. First nuke, another nuke launch from this nuke position here from Team 2 out here from Riri. Isn't going to let any of them sit in the clip. Point defense nuke underway. Probably call this point defense nuke or nukage or something in this game. There we go. Yep, there it goes. Kaboom. Takes out all of those chickens and a crab. I feel like that was probably worth it, taking out, I think, what, 5 chickens there? Good placement of the nuke there. A nuke does launch, but the other one was not launched in time. Loses that second nuke. That's gotta hurt. Doesn't have the shielding to cover it. This one probably has to finish and go. Did the SMD get taken out? Yes, it did. It is gone, so this area is exposed. Kind of should have gone back here. The engineers are prepping for it. They're not going to get there in time. This is a waste. The units out here from Team 1 pretty much will take care of the rest of this. Units on both sides will fall to that nuke. Kaboom. And these crabs will fall back. There is a secondary SMD that has just been built. The play here for Team 1 would be to use this nuke to take out that artillery position, claw it back just a little bit. You still have to worry about these nukes. And there's now another artillery installation built here from Riri. So Riri just pumping out, game ender stuff here. We got nukes, we got artillery. Wouldn't be surprised to see, a Scathis or Yolana Os or something. One Novax was completed here for Red, but it's just Team 1 was winning a decent amount, but Team 2 just held back, built up all of their infrastructure, and is just throwing it at their opponent. The nuke gets launched. Does it go after the target that I mentioned? Yes, it does. They are trying to pump out that SMD as fast as it can. To be fair, it is loading fairly quickly. I don't think there's enough. No. If it was at like 3/4, maybe. But halfway is not fast enough. And this nuke will land. All the mass will go up in smoke. Another SMD was built to try to assist, but the engineers know it. They are out of the way. No sense in wasting all of that build power. This nuke will land and take out the artillery installations. Kaboom! Takes out some engineers as well. That has got to hurt. Even some hives as well. So definitely going to nullify a lot of Klaus's ability to fight back in this game for now. It does have a Fat Boy and a Monkey and a Megalith, so isn't out of the fight quite yet, but his infrastructure has taken a serious beating. Especially for Wilhelm. Wilhelm is in the water, has only 100 mass plus to his name. Luker, are those numbers correct? Hold on. 1.6, hold on. Okay, what are you... I guess you have a decent section of the map, to be fair. Okay, I was like, wait. How does he have that much mass? But he has the entire northern section of Green Submarine's old base, and then obviously the western. He has a lot of infrastructure. He's all spread out. Huge push in the middle from some crabs versus the Colossus. The Colossus are outranged, so they just have to retreat. I would honestly just push them forward at this point. At least take out one of the megaliths. You'd give one of them veterancy, but at least take one of them out. Percy's in waters, says Kaiser. Don't know where, because... Oh, they're over here. Over here to the west. Good play here from Luker, but not really going to get anywhere at some point. Another nuke launched here from this, huge base to the east. 2 artillery, 2 nukes, an SMD that needs even more SMD because you can never have enough. Even secondary SMD in the front to protect the primary base here. This is Team 2's nut, and Whacker has taken out the comm of... Actually, Whacker has fallen to Luker. Excuse me, I read that wrong. Sorry, Wackler, not Whacker, but Wackler has fallen. Looks like, don't know what... There was some tele-defense built up. I don't know what he was going after. I guess artillery installation most likely, but he will fall. A nuke lands here, takes out huge section of... Hold on. Was that a YOLO? YOLO and I just didn't notice? Someone have a YOLO? There are Rascoms dying and it's confusing me. That looks like a YOLO explosion. No, that's a Stone Ager. A bunch of Novaxes. I mean, you would think I would see the YOLO, right? Another artillery installation underway. The crab gets in fairly quickly, going after the SMD. I mean, it's going to take out one. Took out the other one. There's still one in the back, so it's not going to amount to a whole lot, but secondary SMD is down. That's better than nothing. Yeah, I don't see a YOLO, so I don't know what that... It's just maybe another nuke went off, I guess. Team 1's land is looking fairly sparse. Team 2 is kind of conglomerated on this eastern side of this corner, or in the eastern side of the map near the corner. Of course, Luker at 1.8k mass per second is not really pumping out as much as he probably should. Kama's underwater just hanging out. We have not really a whole lot of work going on. He's building more and more Rascoms as we speak, trying to scale his eco. But at 1.8 thousand mass a second, does it really matter? Well, these 2 crabs will fall. They were Wackles. Wackler. Wackle. And still, it's definitely a unique name, but it's hard to pronounce. My apologies to them and whoever is... someone in the comments is pretty much going to say it's pronounced this way, and I would greatly appreciate it. It's just I don't know the future knowledge until the future, so I apologize beforehand, and then thank you beforehand that person who does let me know how to pronounce that name. Because every other name is actually pretty easy to pronounce. At least I've heard ayahuasca before, and Red's name's a little difficult, but I just shortened it to Red and call it good. But the artillery is targeting these air factories. And to Pepe's credit, he has kept a lot of them online. Has actually rebuilt his new, well, in the process of rebuilding his nuke launcher. But the shields are starting to fall though. Artillery landing all the time. It's just, you can see the artillery missing once in a while, but he gets a good, nice shot in, takes out a huge section of build power and a shield. Takes out almost the entire health of that Novax, but, oh, and that's gone. Never mind. Tsar ready, says Wackle. Yeah, well, yeah, you can see it right here. And one Tsar is going to do a whole lot. You can just rush ASF and call it good. But we also have, looks like we have Kaiser Wilhelm is getting into the artillery games once again. He's actually gifted everything over to the west here to Klaus and taken over the east. That's an interesting play. Usually you keep your old primary base, which is going, it's fine. Yellow says green hat helm. Yeah, there are 2 comps here in the water. Nice nuke target for Team 2 to use. That take out 2 players. This is a 4v4, so it's evenly matched. Once again, the ecos here for both teams. Team 1 miles ahead, but they have so much more infrastructure where it doesn't, I mean, it matters, but not that much. The longer the game goes on, the worse it gets. But Pepe's is forced to retreat. They've lost their air grid for the most part. It is not looking good. You can have all the eco in the world. If you don't have the infrastructure to be able to spend it and use it, it doesn't really amount to a whole lot. And Novaxes are the choice for Red here in the south. Is also, of course, building his own nuke as well. Has 2 of them. Just doesn't even care. Just has 2 of them sitting here because why not? Huge air efforts to clear out the skies. The Tsar is under threat here. Not under threat. It is on approach. Team 2 is under threat. And what are they going after? I would assume they go straight to the heart of Team 2's main base. This would be a prime target. 2 nukes, 2 artillery. Actually, almost 3 artillery, excuse me. A nuke gets launched. Where is it going? Actually, where? Oh, it's coming from down here, from red. And it's going after... Is it going after the comms? No, it's going after... What is it going after? I don't know. Going after maybe some of Green Submarine's old base. But the Tsar does crash land, takes out the artillery here for Kaiser Wilhelm. The broadswords are on approach, and they don't care about... Some of them do. The explosion goes off, takes out the... I think maybe a chicken or so. Broadswords are targeting the air grid, the power grid. And they actually kill the comm of Kaiser, dropping this to a 4v3 once again in Team 1's favor. Targeting the P-Gens, trying to create a cascade explosion. They reclaim it. Doesn't cause the explosions. There are, not SAM sites, but air defenses being spammed up. They have a couple more P-Gens to go after. Oh, but they get the reclaim order just soon enough, and there's one that will stay online. I mean, for 1 Tsar, decent amount of gunships, you took out a comm and 3 artillery installations, and there's still SAMs. There are still chickens on the way. Yeah, I'd say it's really good. This nuke will not... You need to launch the nuke. Yep, there you go. Launch the nuke. You're not going to get another time to launch it. The chicken is far too close. There's another Tsar on approach. Team 1 is starting to claw back. Artillery shells landing constantly over here. I think they are targeting the comms directly because they're like, why not? But... of course, Luker is deep in the water. Mac running around. Oh, does that shell impact? Nope. Impact's near, but not on the comm. Chicken. Let's go back to the chicken. It is... No. You got to keep moving. You got to keep it moving. You have to go after the nukes. Well, again, a second chicken. We'll deal with that. The Tsar is under approach. There's a lot of SAMs. A lot of anti-air defenses built up. They're actually going to target it directly. Not with the assistance of the chicken. That's kind of weird. But the Tsar will fall, tries to move Pepe, control Ks. Oh, and there's a desync there. Unfortunately, looks like he lost connection to the game. That is definitely... Okay, it says, I can't read. Hold on, let's pause for a quick second. It says, FAF bugs. Luker's here. Are you here, Luker? Pepe's must leave. You or Pepe must... It looks like there was some issues connecting. So Pepe's will have to leave. That sucks. His team was clawing it back. I can leave if you can't, but Pepe's does leave. So this drops this game to a tied game once again at 3v3. We have chickens on approach. One of them dies. The other one trying to go into the water here. Riri is in the water. He's probably been there the entire game just hanging out. But Team 2 looks more solidified than Team 1 in terms of infrastructure. Team 1 doesn't really have a whole lot going for it right now. I mean, they have a defense satellite. They have a Novax. They have a bunch of kennels down here, up here, but they're not doing anything. They have, megaliths and a whole bunch of eco. Just Team 1 isn't really doing a whole lot with it. Unfortunately, Zar gets pointed out here from Wacko from Beyond the Grave. The artillery is targeting the comm, or at least the main base of Luker. He doesn't really care. But a lot of that base here from this eastern side has been taken out. There are, there's a Fat Boy inbound. There is another Tsar. It looks like it's going after the artillery once again. And let's see, will it be able to do anything? Well, there's hardly any anti-air support. So even if a crash lands, it will kill these two artillery installations. I would target the direct middle of them. The Tsar will go down. It'll lean a little bit to the left. It'll take one of them out. The other one is saved. This Pigeon would have killed that Duke, but it does not matter. Still online. The Perseus emerged from the water. They're going to take out a SMD, I would hope. But we have some T1 bombers on approach to deal with that threat, and a couple of triads to help assist in that as well. It's not going to go down. Just target it, please. I know it doesn't have one loaded yet, but they're trying to go after the... Oh, what? They could easily go after that ion reactor. What are you doing? Go after the ion reactor. No. Just shoot one. Just one shot will kill it. Oh, that's not gonna work. But there's another Tsar on approach. Fat Boy being chased by a Meg. Unfortunately, the Megalith will kill it. And yeah, Team 1 just kind of looks like not really knowing how to end the game. They had an idea, and then the idea went up in smoke. The Tsar, it's going for the nuke launcher. That's the last nuke launcher here for Team 2. They see the comm and go, ooh, I like that target a lot more. The crash damage will not kill the comm, at least outright. It's not upgraded, so maybe. Energy weapon is activated. Oh, energy weapon is activated. The comm of Red is under threat. And he goes down, dropping this game to a 3v2 in Team 1's favor. And now he's going to go after the nuke launcher, so even if it crash lands, he will still kill it. And he's going after the Novaxes first. Doesn't like being lasered from the heavens, unlike what that Tsar is currently doing to Team 2's main base. And Luca control Ks. Looks like there was a connection issue. A control Ks. It pretty much was, at this point, I mean, the nuke would have gone down. The Tsar, even if it crash land, there's still a couple of Novaxes, but there's not really that many. It doesn't really look like Team 2, once they lost this main base, these artillery and these nukes, they were on the downtrend. They had it for a long time, and then it just didn't go their way. So again, thank you so much for watching. I know it does suck about the disconnect, but it happens, and it was closer to the end of the match, so it's pretty easy to infer, even just based on this profile. Team 1 has a huge portion of the map, and they have a decent amount of eco still, so a lot of the infrastructure was taken out. It would take a while to rebuild that. I mean, yeah, you have the disruptor you could rebuild. You still have one Duke, which is something, but it's not enough. It's too far spread out for Team 2 to deal with. It pretty much was in Team 1's favor, and they were pretty much going to win. With the death of Red, it pretty much solidified Team 1's victory. Eventually, a couple more minutes and it would have been confirmed. But thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please like and comment down below. And of course, if you haven't hit that little red button below the video, please go ahead and hit that button. I greatly appreciate every single one of the subs that I get every single day. Thank you so much. And again, the goal is to hit 500, and then it's in your hands to pick what type of video you want for that milestone video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see everyone in the next one.